qualities of a real God. That means a creator God, a divine being. And what I like, one of the qualities, see, for me, Yeshua, who would have been in a scene, was teaching love, compassion, and who we are. And that's why I was very attracted also to the Vedic teachings, because it's right there, this very commonplace as part of it. And it actually expands more into much more detail and understanding of who we are and how everything is. And what the teaching, in a sense, being what a real God is, a real creator God, a real true divine being. How you can tell these people, these beings, are who they are. They have compassion. And the problem is also with compassion, if it goes to empathy, which you don't need empathy, which means I'll have to experience what you have to know what you're experiencing. That's not true, because there's only basic experience. It's emotion. It's your feeling, or the sensations in the body, or how your mind conceives of it, and the fantasies and imaginations and such. So it's very simple. It's either life or death. It's either life that we're operating from goodness, and that means absolute goodness. Not in the world of what I say is good and you say is bad and I'm good, where you're arguing in a sense like that. That's the duality that keeps the duality, the fighting, the conflict going, the two sides fighting in the game, as if to have winners and losers. And you only can leave the game by not playing. And most people, they get caught in the playing of it, so we give these power to so-called false gods, because they're not really creator gods. They're not divine beings. And what that means is, if you give the power to the mind, you as you listen to the mind, it's full of lack and limitation. It's all, you like, I don't like. Just watch it for a while. Don't believe what I'm saying. I'm telling you, this is taught. The mind is the source of the pain and the suffering. And that's its intention. So the only way that you can escape that is to not play in that duality game and bring forth your divine creator God qualities by recognizing them and appreciating them. That means using them and trusting them, because that's where your heart is. And when we have too much empathy, where we take on, it's so easy to fall into, just complete suffering in a sense. But then sometimes that suffering that you're feeling isn't really suffering at all. It's a feeling of love and compassion and caring that you have. And we are, according to the Vedas, Satchitananda Vigraha, explaining the nature of the soul, spirit soul, we are eternity, consciousness, bliss, and a form that we always express. We have a divine form. And as that eternity, we're never born, you never die, you're limitless. And being limitless does not mean that you can't create limitations if you desire, or anything kind of form or expressions. You have all these creative abilities. This is a real God. And a real God is always in one's, when they think about things, how can I contribute to others? Is this going to be good for them? Is this good for the earth? Is this good for nature? Is this good for my mate, my child, my friend, the enemy, or whoever it is? What is it that's mutually good? And we look at what would be mutually good for everybody on the earth. Would be clean water, clean air. Yeah. People are living in nature and in harmony with themselves and each other, appreciating our differences and our sameness, because we, in a sense, see, there's already a one-world religion, and it's called money. And yes, there is trading that goes on with people. I remember when I was up in the Himalayas and at this Namche Bazaar, and it was had landed at one of the world's most dangerous airports in at the bottom of the people who traveled to the top of the Himalayas and Mount Everest, and it was so it was an interesting place. But we hiked above that and at Namche Bazaar, all the different people, the Buddhists, the really beautiful people, they would come every Saturday for a gathering where everybody would gather together and they'd share their goods and what they had to offer and everything, and they would festival and celebrate. So when we start to look at what are our godlike creator qualities, we start to look at compassion, kindness, wishing others well, also knowing that there is a power that is greater than we are, not that we're giving our power to, but that we are all giving. Yes, we are giving, we are in a sense outflowing as we are inflowing. The giving and the receiving are a constant experience of the soul in love with itself, the divine, the presence of who we are. Yeah. So activate those real God qualities and notice those are yours. You're not crazy. You say, well, it's not going to make me a multi-billionaire. You have so much more than that because of who you are. So when you know who you are, you have no envy, you have no jealousy, you have no fear or worries. And life, you, is a pleasure.